of Scarce City. I am your host, Chief Executive Pleb, Chris Tremount. We have a doubleheader auction planned for you today. Two wonderful Bitcoin artwork pieces by none other than Eppo Leemburg, Mr. Epoxy himself. No tulips, as well as climate change. We are going to be welcomed by Eppo here shortly to take us behind the art. Tell us about the inspiration and how we created these beautiful pieces. Before we do that, a quick rundown on how our auctions work. Both auctions are now open for bidding. They are 24-hour plus. We wanted to stagger the endings a little bit. That's why you see a few more minutes here on No Tulips. So we'll be finishing these up around the same time tomorrow. If you want to place a bid, come on down and put how much you want to bid in sats. We do the sats math for you. We tell you how much collateral you have to put down with your bid. Once the items are paid for, everybody gets their collateral back. All we need from you is an email address and a bidder name. We try to make it as simple as possible and try to respect your privacy as much as possible here. If you stick around until the end of the broadcast here, I will do a quick rundown of exactly how to do an auction bid. But I don't want to waste your time now if you're a veteran here on the Scarce City live stream. So let's go ahead and welcome on our special guest, Mr. Eppo Leemburg. How you doing, sir?
Now you hear me, and I hear you.
Now I hear you.
Good. I'm good. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. Thanks for creating these beautiful pieces.
Yeah,
I'm excited to learn more about them. How's what's going on in your world?
Yeah, well, No Tulips. I think it was already last year when Claycast Crypto, who's also in the Scarce group, we met a few times, and I think it was last year he asked, we should do something together. And he said, let me know if something comes up. And I said, yeah, well, same to you if you have any ideas. And it was quiet for weeks and weeks and weeks. We had nothing that came up, and then suddenly he brought wood, and he was doing some tests with metals, and I saw one bee he made, and it sort of poured over, and I saw something. I thought, oh, that's a piece of ground and something's growing. That was really the start of No Tulips. Then I thought I want something with ground and growing, and then the name came in, No Tulips, Dutchman, of course, and and it just started with a piece of wood. Only Claycast, we discussed also different kind of metals, because the plan was I do my part with some tin, and maybe he will put in some silver, but he later on decided, the piece is too big and it will probably go in too much silver, and he had already so much work to finish that he said, you go ahead with the piece and we'll do something together later on. So that's how No Tulips started. And the funny thing is that we were both looking at burning the wood without knowing from each other that we did, about torching the wood. It's a very, very funny thing. So I did go ahead with it, and it was for me the first time I worked with metals before, but with tin I did a lot of first I made a sample piece, and wasted a lot of not tin but material mold making molds, and but finally I got the hang of it, and it was very much fun to create this piece. And then of course the tulips often they were brought up, the tulip hype that went on ages ago. So it's a beautiful mix.
Yeah, let's get into that, because I'm familiar with the tulip bubble. I think a lot of people are, but I've never heard the story from a Dutch person. So tell us, just for anyone maybe who's not familiar at all, what is the history of the tulip bubble?
Oh, I have to confess, I had to also read something about it. It was I heard some things about it, but I started reading about it, and it was I didn't know, because tulips always are brought together with Holland, but they're not from Holland. It's they're originated in Asia, but the hype was it's basically that's why I said Bitcoin is no shitcoin. It was hyped, and they were tulip bulbs valued with ridiculous prices. But if you see the price chart, it was for about 1 year, and then it started collapsing because I read about the whole story, but I can't remember it word for word. But it also the investment market at that time, it wasn't really really good thing at that time. So I read the whole story, but now I know tulips are not from Holland.
Well, you learned something out of it.
Yeah.
But I think what my biggest takeaway, whenever it gets, of course, Bitcoin gets compared to tulips all the time and being a tulip bubble, but you can always make more tulips, right? And you can't make more Bitcoin, or you can, but with specific rules that are fair and the same for all participants, and with a very hard cap at the 21 million. And certainly the same cannot be said for tulips. I think another thing that I've never really completely understood about the tulip bubble is, like, how do you preserve tulips? Like, they can't preserve too well, right? While Bitcoin, as long as the network exists, will preserve for who knows how long.
But it was a lot of, there was a lot of what I learned from a lot of speculation. That's it. It was really a bubble. That's it. You can't preserve it. You're right about that.
Exactly. It's what of all the bubbles, is definitely one of the more fascinating ones, just because it's so hard to piece together. With all speculative bubbles, under them there's some kind of core reasoning about how this could be the next new thing. With tulips, it's hard to picture how that narrative was pieced together, but lo and behold, someone pieced it together.
For me, when I made this, it was, I clearly saw I want this growing. That's what I wanted to, was for me important to show, and not that Bitcoin can grow because there's only 21 million, but growing in a sense of what's growing out of Bitcoin and what's growing on top of Bitcoin. That's what what I wanted to show.
100%. Absolutely.
Unstoppable. That's what it is, and I'm very, very happy what I see, what's been built, what's been done on Bitcoin, and also hope giving. And that's also going maybe into the other piece. So much shit is being told, and a lot of crap is going on, and it really is also sort of a fuck you piece. But it's good that there's Bitcoin and Bitcoin community, and what I said, what's been built on that. That's I am somebody who always is positive. Always the sun is shining for me always. But there are times, the last 1.5 years, in this thing that's going on. There are moments that I think, shit, what the fuck is going on? And then there's Bitcoin, and then I'm so happy that I'm part of it. Can say something about it, but without that, I don't know where I was. I wouldn't be crying in a corner. But it's so happy to be part of that community and see what's been built. And I think, you all just wait. We'll get there. That's
Yeah, I think many people can identify with that. You know, looking back before discovering Bitcoin, it was just, you know, a lot of just day-to-day movements without a lot of purpose. And Bitcoin for me, and I know many others, became kind of a focal point and a reason for, you know, a fundamental reason for making decisions in a certain way for the better personally, as well as hopefully the better for society.
Yeah, that's what what climate change is. It's sort of existed. It's so funny how sometimes things come to life. I was already working on another piece, and we had some leftover epoxy, and I thought, yeah, let's see what we have. So many colors and inks and powders, and I thought, well, I'll just experiment with some orange and see if I can layer it and see if I can get a sort of a cloudy effect. And I did the same with the green ones. And Anita made a small blue one, and then I thought, yeah, I have to make something out of this. And the orange one, you know, the volcano and the lava wasn't even in the news yet, but I thought, yeah, this is a this is a lava piece.
There you go.
And then I thought this is all the parts from the earth, climate, we have nature, ocean, sky. All the colors are there, and I think, yeah, I have to do something with it. And I lay them out, and I think, yeah, I have to do a piece. And I was not planning to make it. It wanted to go out there. That's the best I can say. And it's so much, of course, Bitcoin in the news, that it's wasting energy and blah blah blah, and climate change this and climate change that, and people buying into it. So this is really, you can look at it in two ways. For me, it's also just a beautiful, shiny, colorful piece for in your office. That's one way to look at it. On the other hand, this is a big fuck you to all the fuckers who bring this into the world. And there's also there's been some flooding a few weeks ago in Holland, and all the climate things coming into the news. You know, it's I don't like them.
It's definitely one of the more frustrating FUD pieces, because you have so many people out there that just have this binary thought process of Bitcoin uses energy, therefore Bitcoin is bad, and are too lazy or just are not capable of understanding that it's much more nuanced than that. And if you look under the surface, Bitcoin actually helps the environment in many ways by incentivizing the use of renewable energy.
Yeah.
You know, something I'm sure you're familiar with this in Holland, because I know Holland has a lot of renewable energy. I've worked in the renewable energy sector for a little bit. And the thing with renewable energy, whether it's wind or solar, especially, like you can only produce this energy when the wind's blowing or when the sun's shining, and that's not necessarily when you're going to want to use the energy. You know, people use energy throughout different times of the day, different seasons. That doesn't coincide when the energy is being produced, and we don't have the battery technology to store this energy. So having Bitcoin as a way for renewable energy projects to generate revenue during those times when, you know, energy being produced doesn't equal energy that's being consumed, actually makes the projects more profitable, and makes it possible, makes it economical for more of these projects to exist.
Yeah.
And you know, that, of course, like that obviously doesn't fit in an all caps headline, or, you know, some kind of clickbait news clip. So that doesn't seep in for most people, but that's the reality of it, and that's what's so frustrating about this one.
Yeah, whether it's the climate or the COVID things, the people buying into it. It's not only the people buying. The whole situation is sometimes frustrating and makes me angry sometimes. And I know, it's no use sitting here getting frustrated or getting angry. But yeah, sometimes it is. And the only thing, yeah, sometimes we sit here together, where have we landed, in the twilight zone? What the fuck is going on? But yeah, then it's a good thing that we're part of this. We have Bitcoin, and I'm confident that we'll go to a better future. Although sometimes if you watch the news, you think, how is this going to work out with what's going on in the world? But yeah, I'm still confident that we're gonna get there, and Bitcoin is gonna do a good part of that. And more people are opening up to it. I talk about it wherever I can. It's so much fun. And yeah, there's every day Bitcoin on my t-shirt. It's on my car now. So, there's always Bitcoin.
We're going to get to the car here in a second, but I think it's an important point that you highlight, that, the real climate change is the climate that we're creating with Bitcoin. Right. And it's thanks to artists like you and everybody who's contributing to the ecosystem to help shape that climate.
What's your last question? What do you say?
Oh, no question. Just pointing out that it's artists like you and everybody contributing to the Bitcoin ecosystem that is changing the climate in a way that has, Bitcoin rooted as that's what based currency.
When I also made a video, I also made a change. It's a minor thing. That's why I put it into question. What climates are, what climate is Bitcoin gonna change? And that's what I meant by that is really in a broader sense, because climate, it changed my personal climate, and that's what it is. And it changes things in the world, it changes people, and that's beautiful. Beautiful to see. And if these pieces can contribute to it, then that would be cool. That would be very cool.
Yeah, 100%. All right, cool, Eppo. Well, let's talk about what else you got going on. You have this big, beautiful orange you've been sharing pictures of. Where can I find a picture of this and throw it up?
I've posted one in the Bente group.
All right, let me see if I can. I should have been prepared for this. All right, I see it.
Maybe I can send you one. Even kijken hoor.
Hold on, let me see here.
But it's been it is my work van, and I bought it. Even kijken hoor. I bought it 4 years ago, and even kijken.
I don't know how to pull up a picture. Okay, you just sent it to me, but how do I get this on the stream? I'm really not sure.
And it was a yellow van, and the previous owner said, well, it's in good condition, no rust. And well, I took it home. It was cheap, and but I took a screwdriver, and I went through in some places, so I had to repair, and the spots were too big to do it with a correction marker. I don't know how do you call that, but. And there have been also a lot of advertising on it, stickers. And I also work on yachts, so I called a friend who was doing the waxing and the polishing of the yachts, and he said, you can remove those, but you will see it again in about 6 months. So then I thought, well, then there's one option. I just paint the whole car. But now after 4 years, a little rust has come back, and I thought, why not orange? And also because of we still have the plan to move to Portugal, and I thought, what am I gonna do with the fan? It's gonna sell it, or it's already it's 13 years old, but just got a new engine and a lot of new parts, and just we're gonna use it for advertisement as. If we have our plans set, then there will be a nice logo for our new business on, and probably some catchy slogans, be your own bank or whatever, and drive through Portugal. That's the plan.
Love it. And finally, I'm able to put this up because I found it on your Twitter stream. Give me 1 second here.
Yeah. I even been looking to old limousines, and I think, man, if Bitcoin is really going up, I might go and buy a second-hand limo, make it orange as well, just for fun and promotion. Yeah, I can see that clearly.
Pick the people up who will come with
maybe not picking people up from the airport, in a nice limousine. That would be cool.
That's amazing. So what kind of adventures do you have planned for this van?
Well, like I said, we found a beautiful building with 21 rooms that went up in smoke. We're looking for we already found a new location. If all goes well, we want to go in October. And at first the van is just for, like I said, for now it's I drive it to my work, a lot of tools in it and materials. And then, it's just maybe for moving things or, driving around and promotion. That's what I use this one for. But what we're looking for in Portugal is to create a place where Bitcoiners can meet, where we can have meetups, where we can do a conference. Like I said before, I want to do an art gallery, and that's the rough picture. But we are looking for a building where we can do all that. Can rent out also space to people who want to work or sleep. That's the plan. It will be a Bitcoin place for meetups and all that kind of stuff. And the van will be a part of it. And maybe in a few years it's done, it's rusted. I don't know. Then we'll have to go and see about the limo.
Love it. I love it. Well, you keep getting me excited about this this Portugal destination. I'll be one of your first visitors. I mean, I would like. Who knows? I'm looking at Portugal for more than just vacation these days. I would love to end up there. So maybe I'll be a frequent visitor.
That would be cool. Yeah, but it's we just follow as it goes. It's so strange how it did go earlier this year with that building, and then my eye surgery came up, and then it seems like I will say, it's the universe taking care of me, slows me down. First get that sorted, and then we'll go to Portugal. The building, 21 rooms, it was. Anita is also always a bit more like, slow down. First we'll have to see him. But she was also already seeing herself over there doing things, and we were there already. And so for a moment I thought, fuck, beautiful building, and now it's gone. But it's something. It will probably lead to something better, bigger, or whatever. We'll see what comes up. But for us, it's also important to go there first, take a look around, have some vacation as well, because that's been a long time as well. So take a break, see some of Portugal, and visit some properties. That's the plan for October.
That sounds fantastic. Sounds like you got a great fall lined up. I'm a little bit jealous. I wish I could be doing something similar.
Yeah,
you will.
Yeah, but I also today I was scrolling through pictures. It was a year ago that the Unchained convention was in Frankfurt. It was today, a year ago, and that's where I met Ruby. We had a great time. Yeah, and then about a month later, we did go to Prague. It was already in COVID time, but now with all the things going on, that's also so frustrating that that they limit you can't move freely. That's so fucked up for me. There's a conference, also a small conference in Germany next weekend, and also people ask me, can you come? But even if you want to look up what's going on in Germany and what you have to about testing, and it's even seeing what's necessary for what's required in different parts of Germany, it's so fucked up.
Yeah.
I hope this will end soon.
Yeah, I know, man. It's been a long time, and it's crazy. It all was from the beginning. I couldn't have imagined that it would continue on like this, and it unfortunately doesn't show any signs of letting up. So yeah, it's certainly a time where we gotta fight for our freedom. That's the only way we're gonna get it. That's become abundantly clear.
Yeah. But like I said, some moments you think it's about frustrating and anger at sometimes, but those are short moments. Bitcoin is such a great thing, and it will, we will get there with Bitcoin. I'm confident.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, it's I think it's important, man, because before coming around to Bitcoin, at least in my life, I had a very nihilistic point of view, a very pessimistic point of view, and with Bitcoin, you kind of have this ray of hope that once you play out the game theory, it's easy to become confident that there is a brighter future on the other side of this, even though we know it's going to be a huge challenge to get there. But it gives us reason, gives us purpose, and helps us keep going.
Yeah. Just before I came on, I was talking a little bit about NFTs to Anita. She's not been that much on Twitter, so I talked about it a little bit about it. But I think also NFTs will help adoption in a way, whether it's Bitcoin but I think that's also going to be a part for people to dive in deeper of what's going on. That's what I think. And
yeah, there's no doubt about it, man. I mean, a lot of people who didn't get Bitcoin, looked at it from the outside, they're interested in NFTs, and maybe they're not interested for the purest reasons. Maybe it's speculation or just a shiny new thing, but it's an introduction to the space, and for many of them, those roads will lead to Bitcoin.
Yeah, and at the moment, I'm not really into it, into the NFTs, and I'm not judging it. And we've been discussing this also with the other artists, and my gut feeling about this is like Bitcoin is, like we said, we've just only started with Bitcoin, and I think NFTs are the same. I think it's not just a JPEG. I think we haven't seen anything yet about what NFTs are and what they can mean, and I don't know exactly why and how, but that's my feeling, that this is only with NFT is only just the start. That's what I think.
I totally agree. I think we've only scratched the surface.
Yeah.
This is software at the end of the day, so it can be programmed in an infinite number of ways. And what we certainly have now is a collective hive of people that are working on NFTs and experimenting and trying new things with them. And I think new innovations that are important will come out of them. And what's happening in the underlying protocols is, while the ecosystem is really flourishing on Ethereum, there are new technologies that are being developed on Bitcoin that have a lot of advantages that will improve functionality of NFTs, but also give these NFTs a much more secure foundation, which is really important because I think this is going to be a huge space. There's going to be a lot of value on that in this space, and you want that to be on a secure network. Otherwise, you're risking some kind of total collapse that can wipe out a devastating amount of capital in the future.
Yeah. Well, it's exciting to witness all that. That's it's not, like I said, it's not everything that I see pass is not really my thing. But yeah, it's exciting what's been built and also what people have been willing to pay for it. It's ridiculous, but well, sometimes I think it's ridiculous. But yeah, it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch.
It's certainly not boring. That's right.
No. Has there been already some action at the auction or not? I haven't checked.
No, we're still waiting for our first bids.
Oh.
So we got still about 24 hours to go. So a lot of time left.
So that's it.
All right, Eppo.
No worries.
We'll leave you to it. Thanks for joining us. Always a pleasure to chat. And,
it was.
Best of luck with the auction. We'll catch up soon.
Yeah, thanks, man. And we'll talk soon.
All right, take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, if you're still with us, and maybe it's your first time at Scarce City, you want to place a bid, let me walk through the process with you. We're accepting bids on both auctions. Come down here, input how much you want to bid. We got some easy arrows for you to work with to adjust your bid amount. This is the US dollar equivalent of your SATS bid. This is how much you have to put in collateral to place your bid, just about 1% of your bid. Input an email address, any email address. If it's your first time placing a bid with that email address, you'll also input a display name. This is what shows up here in the bid table once you place your bid. Your email address stays private. And from there, you'll select place bid. We will direct you to BTC Pay Server where you can pay an invoice for this amount. You can pay that invoice on Bitcoin main chain or over the Lightning Network for instant transactions, low fees, anonymous transactions. And once the items are paid for, everybody gets their deposits back. We send those to you via email and an LNURL QR code. As long as you have a Lightning wallet, this is the easiest way you could possibly imagine to participate in an auction. And if you don't have a Lightning wallet yet, this is a great excuse to get set up. You'll find plenty more use for it down the road, that's for sure. All right, hit me up if you have any questions. Easy to find. Here I am. Enjoy the